everyone, and welcome to ZSR2. Today we have another Ocarina of Time Randomizer weekly race here. I'm Star, and on comms we have Ginger Sunny and Matt the Matt. How are you two doing?
Hey, how's it going? Great stuff, thank you. How are you doing, Matt?
Yeah, same here. It's a nice Sunday. Let's play some Zooter.
Yeah, nice chilled out Sunday. It's I hope we, as chat's already mentioning, hopefully it won't be as bad as last night's, which sounds horrific. two thirds fourthing. Not great.
Yeah, it's hard to know what you are going to expect. Is it a Jet or is it AD or is it Skulls? And what are you hoping for today?
I fancy a Skull Seed. I think something on Skulls that isn't bait, but we'll see. Interestingly enough, 3 of these 4 runners have never been featured on Restream and ZSR before. Thunder, she has been featured once, but the other 3 haven't. They're all Challenge Cup runners this year. Tanjo managed to make it to the brackets. But I've watched quite a lot of them all play from the Challenge Cup, and I think we're going to have a really good selection of people to watch for this one.
Yeah, these runners are definitely capable of making it a good race. They are all very close in level. They're maybe not the one of among the top names, but they're still of course. They know how to play the game, and we expect some good times.
Yeah, just getting top 128 is a real achievement. So they're all really good runners. Obviously, yeah, we're not talking, season 5 winners bracket level, but I'm really hyped that these guys are getting featured on ZSR because I like all of them as runners. So really, really looking forward to this. I think it's a great lineup we've got today.
Yeah, and I've if I remember correctly, at least some of these runners, Thunder, Tanjo, I remember they have some top 10 finishes. Not sure about Skulls or Etok.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it looks like we just got one person left, and one person to ready up, and we'll be getting going shortly.
Do we have any intel on the starting song and the starting reward yet?
The only thing we know is that we start with the Goron Ruby. I haven't seen any songs yet, so I don't know which song we've got.
It appears that Serias is marked on their trackers.
Yep, that looks like Sarias. So Sarias and the Goron Ruby is what we're going to start.
It's maybe not one of the most popular starting songs, but if I play myself, I always like to start with Serias, just get these additional checks out of the way in the early game.
Yeah, and we are starting as child as well, it looks like, so that also helps, because the Cyrus checks are all basically child checks. So, yeah, quite a few options available. I guess it really depends where we drop. That's going to be the next thing.
And it's also not going to be all dungeons for Minuet, because we have Serias.
Exactly. Yeah, so we know it can't be for all dungeons for Minuet, but S5 going to S5, so there's going to be a AD for songs. We've got a pretty good chance of it, I think. Okay, everyone's ready, so the countdown has started.
So are we spawning in a boring Kek or Kokiri Forest, or are we spawning somewhere interesting like Trail or Grove Fortress, Valley?
Yeah.
What would you like to see?
I'd like to see somewhere weird. Like Valley spawns are always quite fun as a child because you can't. Well, you can do Valley straight away, I guess. Sort of. All right. Well, we're off. Oh, and it's just market. Okay.
Boring market it is. So Prelude Light.
Cactabongo. Graveyard Foolish.
Oh, that's nice.
Fountain to Goma.
Okay, so we have double Kek to Bongo, which is probably just the same hint, and then Fountain to Goma.
Yep.
Not sure what to make of that. That can be reasonably normal, or it can be absolute trash.
Yeah, Fountain to Goma sounds a bit of a weird one. Just gonna see how that pans out in terms of items.
Seeing some pot strats for the Skulltula there on Etok's side. Doesn't want to waste one of his sticks.
Nope. Graveyard Foolish is a good hint to get, because that's a lot of checks over a lot of age periods and requirements. So not having to worry about any of them, including Dompe racing, is always nice.
Let me just refresh here for a second, because I only see 2 of the Forerunners actively racing.
Oh, yeah, just you know the deal, just F5 and it'll catch up eventually.
Alright, so Tenjo is already adult, Etok is on the way to Long Long, Skulls as well. And Thunder is also adult, so we have different plans for today's race for all of the runners. And of course, with the spawn in market, you have the option to choose whichever start you like.
Yeah, it's interesting that they've split in half. Some go straight adult, some go child. Works out well for us as spectators anyway.
Yeah, so adult spawn was Kakariko entrance, right? Yeah, I think they saved in crit here.
Oh, well. Not terrible spawns by any means, but not exactly exciting either.
Yeah, as long as you don't have Nocturne, the Kakariko spawn as adult is fine.
So we'll get Nocturne on opponents or something. Because of course.
Right, apparently we missed a big goal on that hint.
Okay. Good.
And that's Serenade on Melon.
You mean Minuet?
Oh wait, Minuet, yeah, I always confuse the two. I mean, not always, but just they start with an A and then I think, oh, that's Serenade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Minuet and Serenade are so similar.
The criteria for making it to a commentator is, of course, very high, as you can tell.
Always. Oh, it's a scaling windmill. It's pretty nice.
Oh, that's a piece of evidence that the adult start can be worth more than child in this case.
Mm-hmm. So nothing at Lon apart from Minuet. So, I mean, Forester's access is available with the hookshot now at least. But oh, there's Nocturne. Okay.
So scale in the early game is especially nice if you need to buy the beans to get some sort of progression item. Otherwise you are looking for bombs for the beans to be accessible.
And yeah, Forest is foolish. So that's 2 foolishes. Graveyard and Forest.
There's also 2 very great foolish hints. And Rudo's Letter, wow. Rudo's Letter in the cow, unused cow.
Huh.
So
that's
is
an
that
interesting hint.
Are we able to reach a fountain yet, or do we need ZL first? Oh, we have the skill, right? So we are able to reach.
Yeah. Without Rutos, we can't really. But we know where Rutos is, don't we? So yeah, we should be able to.
But as adult,
as child,
as adult, we still need the ZL.
Mm-hmm. Was that OGC dead? Are we going to see it again here? Oh, Fairy outside is dead. Okay, same thing. Oh, a lens of truth.
Yeah. So apparently there's also a Kariko to Baronet hint, which is probably for the Rudo's Letter.
That's a double cack.
So that's at least one path hint that's not very useful.
Yeah, it's a path hint that just tells you the answer straight away on a different hint, which is nice. But can't rule out that there's quite a lot of things there. So one of these players is probably going to do chickens at some point fairly early.
And then 2 hours later we find out that it's actually the opposite, so that Rudo's Letter is for Bongo and there's something else that leads to Baronet.
Exactly, yeah. Could happen. And then everyone will be very confused.
So have we had a look at our medallions today?
we have got.
So DC. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. DC and water are stones.
Yeah,
And so we've got
DC and water indeed. Yeah.
Deku, Fire, Jabu, Shadow, Forest, and Spirit. So even though Forest is foolish, we still got to go there, unfortunately. But
yeah, you just go mode forest, right?
so much time save. At least under this rule set. DDR's a little bit different.
Okay, so a bomb bag was found in a river. I didn't see that, but someone in chat points me towards it. So with the skill, that's in logic.
Yep. Where's that bomb bag, as you said?
It's in river. Yeah, I think it's on one of the ledges. Yeah, lower river HP.
Mm-hmm.
Skull mask dead as well.
Ooh, iron boots. Just sat there on the bridge scrub. Stone water, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, well, we also have our bomb bag for stone DC.
Frog stew is dead. Always nice to know.
So much happening at the early game with all these runners doing different things.
Yeah, it's already a little bit different from the last week's EU Weekly. Lost Woods to Phantom Ganon. It's our fourth path.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything in Lost Woods yet. So is that possibly a hook shot or strength or a bow? We haven't seen any of those.
Mm-hmm. With that early bomb bag, Lost Woods is, and Saria's Lost Woods is a pretty attractive place to go when Thunder goes back child again. Voice of Mirror Shields.
There's our skull seed.
Okay, well, I did kind of curse it a little bit then.
Well, at least it's one of those items that you can also get later in the game.
That's true. Yeah, it's not a. I have to rush 40 now, otherwise progression stops.
2 stars defense. It wasn't the star seed.
Yeah. I did look up who it was, and then I forgot.
Cola is rolling the seed today.
Cola. Yeah, I thought it was, but I didn't want to say it incorrect. Yeah, so Cola's the one to blame for this one. But ultimately blame Trez. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, we're seeing a couple of new checks in Lost Woods.
Sorry, as we started with pepperoni.
So we haven't seen the Lost Woods path yet.
Let's see some Hyrule Field checks. Probably would have preferred to come here with that bomb bag on river, but
I'm not sure whether Thunder already full cleared Lost Woods. I think she can do all the checks except target.
yeah, I'm pretty sure she could do everything but target. Fire arrows in Sacred Forest Meadow. Okay.
Always nice to have. Although many do not agree.
They've got very specific use, and you probably never need to use them. But when you do, sometimes it can pay off. Sorry.
Bless you.
Oh yeah, Iron Boots were in Lost Woods, weren't they?
Oh yeah, wow. Okay, so that's possibly path to Phantom Ganon.
Yeah, unless it's on target in the woods. There's no sign of a slingshot anymore.
Oh boy, is that a toilet or a water?
It's a very sussy. Very sussy path, if that is Iron Boots.
So certainly garbage potential for what we've seen so far.
Well, it's not AD for Storms, because that's on Minuet, so that's nice. Oh yeah, it's all paused on the restream again. We will radio commentate for you. Etuk just getting some bomb shoes in Valley.
All of my screens are still fine, by the way.
Yeah, we're fine on the back. I think it was just on the restream, but it's all back now. Yeah, so it's bomb shoes in Valley crate. That's basically all we saw. Oh yeah, you guys need to click on your trackers again. The final treasure of... Was that GTG is dead? Final treasure of something is dead, which makes me think it was GTG. Right, yeah. But it could be Ice Cavern, I didn't see clearly.
Yeah, so there's also green potion on 50.
50's a bottle? Okay, yeah.
So we should rush that 50 so that we have bottle for skulls.
Yeah, absolutely. That 100 skull seed, you just know it.
Is it the first time we're seeing Skull Kid? Or just a hard container?
Frogs 2 still dead.
Also, we have our first look in Lake Hylia. Didn't see what was on the under the water there.
Didn't see it, but he didn't double take it or anything, so I guess it was nothing. Got a scale, so could have gone and got it if it was... Oh no, he doesn't have a scale yet, does he? I can't really...
No, Etok hasn't been adult yet.
Not been adult, that's right. Well, Frogs 2 do sometimes. They've got as much chance of being useful as any check does. But because Frogs 2 is such a toxic one to do without planning for it, that's why it's an always hint, because it is so horrible.
Yeah, there's definitely a non-zero percentage of seeds where Frogs 2 is actually necessary. I've seen it happen quite some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen it happen in at least one race in S5 has had Frogs 2.
Yeah, that was a great one. Sponge versus Cariosa.
That was it. Yeah, that was the one. It was excellent. So it does happen, and that's why it's an always hint.
And it wasn't the only thing about the seed that was making it memorable.
Season 5 has cooked up some horrific seeds, as well as some really good seeds. So many good races this year. I've been really enjoying it. Free shield and child fishing, so no need to buy a shield today if they don't want. And that was a 10-pack of chews, so that's nice.
So where was our 40 hint again? I don't remember who saw it.
That's a good question. I don't remember exactly where. Was it this one here at the top of the river? Yeah, there it was.
Yeah, okay.
So now Tanjo and Thunder, no, but Skull's Link and Etok still waiting to find that.
Yeah, so we're assuming that both 40 hints are reasonably accessible, so all of the runners should be able to find the hint soon.
Yeah, according to chat, there was another one in Lost Woods Bomb Grow, so yeah, there's no question they'll be finding that hint.
So another hint that you would like to find over 1 hour in.
Yeah, if you find that like an hour in, you're just going to feel so behind. Colossus right hand is a bow.
Oh wow, okay.
Alright then.
So that could be Child Climb. It's likely not our first bow, but who knows?
And that was the Green Rupee of Eternal Glory. So that's one of the moon percent items. Does that count as moon percent, or is that like its own percent?
Yeah, I think it's included in mean percent.
Oh no, Thunder missing the skull. Gonna have to go all the way back up.
And if you like the green rupee, then try out some other Zelda games because they have way more green rupees in the game.
Yeah, fortunately we only have one individual green rupee in this game. And there's that bomb bag for Tanjiro. I mean, a nice solo bomb bag at least makes the seed playable to begin with.
Yeah, I think this is a very reasonable start, and none of the runners are going to be too disappointed unless they really didn't want to have Skull Seed today.
They just woke up and just thought, if it's a Skull Seed, I'm just going to forfeit. But 40 isn't that bad, hopefully.
I always like my Skull Seeds. I think I wouldn't even mind to have a mandatory Skull Seed every time I play.
I mean, I enjoy skull routing as well, but it's not for everyone. But like, if you're good at skull routing and it's a Skull Seed, you can definitely get an advantage if you do your routing better.
Thunder is doing rolling Goron as adult. So we might be able to see the crater. We are not able to reach the sun yet.
Strength.
Ooh, strength. That's
Strength
very nice.
on Link for Goron. That's really nice. That opens a few more things. And we're definitely we know we're gonna have to get strength 2 at some point. So
that means the path in Lost Woods is not a strength.
yeah. So
it's just the irons, or it is something on the target, for example, the hookshot or a bow.
hookshot on target would be pretty filthy, but I can see it at this point.
We did find the lens, so it can be OT for Colossus access, but then maybe Magic Kid must be locked behind access as well.
Mm.
Oh, there are probably other scenarios as well.
Yeah, bow might be needed for Water Temple because there is a couple of checks that you really need a bow or a long shot. Well, a bow for particularly. And if there's like keys stuck there, then yeah, you're in trouble. 20 is dead. Thanks, Medigoran.
Thanks for the 20 hint being in the pool if we know 40.
Yeah, I know, great. But there we go. It's like Tanjiro's giving us our first look of Zora's domain, so we're going to be chasing that fountain, I guess. But no, there's nothing you can do there yet. So
yeah, and I'm slowly starting to wonder what our ZL spot will be. It's possibly that it's behind Jabu, Forest Medallion.
Valero is OOT. So I mean, that's not likely to be AD, but that song might still be possible, depending on items. But it's unlikely.
Well, there's a heart piece on the volcano, so it's definitely not AD then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I expect ZL to be on the volcano here, or maybe behind Jabu if we find the boomerang.
Mm. Yeah, behind Jabu's a good shot. Oh, hey, there's magic. On diving game. That's good. We haven't got anything to use it with, apart from those fire arrows, which we can't fire yet, but
yeah, rush right hand spirit.
yeah, I mean, it could be our first bow at this point. It genuinely could.
We already have a couple of meme categories in this game, like ice percent. So maybe why not introduce spirit left or right hand percent?
It would be a good test of people's spirit logic knowledge. Oh, hookshot in domain. Hi. Just
Domain super stacked with a magic and a hookshot.
Hookshot and magic.
So what's the path then? Is it going to be irons? Are irons leading to our bow?
Could be, or maybe it is another strength. But could that be path if it's available on Link of Goron? Could be, because you could need strength. Yeah, because Link of Goron's out of logic. Because it's, I know it's not, because you've got bombs, not bomb shoes. So
Yeah, so both the strength
Should
and the
be
hookshot
fine.
are in logic, so it must be the bow at this point, right? That's either in Lost Woods or locked by the irons.
Mhm. If it's locked by the irons, then that would be pretty funny.
And of course, never in the history of this game has the bow been in toilet. GTG.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen something important in toilet, so I hope I get that today.
Wasn't it just earlier this week where the bow was in the rupee room in GTG? Toilet check.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah, I think so.
So it does happen, but I haven't personally seen it for a while. There's that shield on fishing, so nothing interesting there. It's our first dungeon peak here as well from Thunder. Have a look at DC.
Yeah, DC is a stone, but you might as well just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, it's fast, it's a lot of checks, you get a couple of skulls, and yeah, you don't even need to use bombs for a lot of it, because you've got strength, so... Skull's stocking up on enough beans to give himself a nice rupee count.
Always eat your vegetables for a healthy race.
Yeah, beans full of protein. Good for growing heroes.
I'm not so sure about the color of the beans though. I've never eaten blue or red beans.
To be fair, yeah, if somebody said, "Oh hey, have some beans," and they look like that, I'd be like, "Is this illegal drugs? These don't look like beans."
So yeah, we have basically all our items that we would like to find in the early game, except the bow. But the bow is probably somewhere later in the seed. We can already go to water. We have irons and a hookshot.
Yeah, no ZL, but that shouldn't stop them from taking a dip if they feel like it.
Oh yeah, water without ZL is quite terrible. Yeah, so we want that song first before we try to take a look.
And yeah, yesterday's NA Weekly. I don't think many people talk about that who ran it. 3 hour first hookshot is just not fun.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't say anything about it for all the people in chat who want to async.
That's a good point.
Can definitely recommend if you're a masochist.
Yeah, if you really want to punish yourself, go download it and play it. I am not going to do that. Ooh,
Also,
Hyrule Castle 2 hidden.
Also,
Nothing useful.
if you finish yesterday's NA Weekly, if you manage to finish it, then you're finishing in the top 1/3 of the racer pool.
Yeah, just just by gutting it out to the finish, you got a top third finish. That's how bad it was.
Ooh, that's a little painful for Skulls. He's trying to get in with the chicken.
Oh no!
And he's gonna miss out on his magic and hookshot for a little bit longer.
Yeah, to go all the way back down.
That's a bigger time loss than he realizes right now. Etok has a little bit of trouble with Link to Goron.
Yeah, I saw what he was trying to do there, but I was like, I don't think that's going to work. It was a good try, but...
It's the only check in the game that's named different every runner and every seed.
Oh, and without realising, we've got chess minigame, because we've got magic and a lens, so...
Yeah, there's only 4 people in chat who paid attention and actually put their guesses in on time, yeah.
Usually there's like pages and pages of people putting their guesses in, but...
Well, that's not right, we should have announced it earlier.
I mean, true. Like, I literally noticed it when he was on the second one, and I was like, oh yeah. Early chess game. Just bomb refill though, so nothing interesting.
It is easier to make a right guess if you start after 2 chests.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, I should have had a guess.
I don't believe we've seen anything in DC so far, unless Thunder is finding something on the last 2 checks in the dungeon.
Yeah, nothing so far. No, Tom, Mel, not yet. Sorry, Mel. I'll do better next time.
We have 3 more opportunities.
Colossus is foolish. That's a new one. Is it? Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow, that's actually a good hint, because then you know that it's Serenade or Prelude on the song. Oh yeah, Graveyard also foolish indeed. Wow, that's quite something.
Those are actually useful foolish hints. What is going on?
Yeah, in terms of number of checks, foolish, forest foolish is nice, but in terms of I need to do this anyway, it's not very useful.
Mm.
Last opportunity for Thunder to find something very nice in DC.
Nope. Absolutely nothing today in DC. Complete waste of time.
If the first bow happens to be on Morpha, then Thunder has access to Bolero.
It's true, it could help. And at least, you know it's dead. And I don't see that many people hard avoiding DC completely, because it is a lot of checks and they're quite easy.
Yeah, like full clearing DC is like being a keeper and trying to stop a penalty. If you don't stop a penalty, then nobody will blame you.
Exactly. If you do, then you're a hero. If you don't, well, you did your best. Vanilla water boss key. Haha. Alright.
Oh wow, that's is that hard long shot locked technically, or maybe also hoovers open it up. No, you need long shot for that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. At least logically.
Yeah, that was my point. Water is possibly holding our first bow, so it's important to have information on Water Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
of bows,
or it's just here, yeah, indeed.
It's it's just sat right there in Tektite Grow. So that's the iron boots coming in strong there for the bow.
Yeah, so irons are most likely a path. Yeah, it's actually obvious right now that it's true. Slingshot is not too important yet.
Yeah. While there could still be something on target in the woods, that's a little bit less likely now that we've confirmed that irons are the path.
It's also good to know that the right-hand spirit is bow locked.
Yeah, so you know that there has to be another one out there.
I think that right-hand spirit hint is pretty nice. I think you might be able later on in the seed to figure out where your strength is, or.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't too many locations bow-locked, right, in this game?
Outside of dungeons, there's like 2. 3 if you count both HBAs, I guess. And in dungeons, there's like another 6 or 7 off the top of my head.
There's
So
GTG.
not a huge amount. Yeah, GTG.
Force is foolish. I think we would just have just a couple dozen checks where strength 2 can be.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could complain about lack of information this seed. The hints have actually been somewhat okay so far.
So how are we doing on skull counts? Is someone already at the 10 mark?
I haven't really seen any of them really chasing skulls so far, rather than just picking up what they come across. Thunder's probably ahead because she did DC. Got a couple in there, but no one's really chasing that 40. They know that it's gonna have to be done, but there's plenty of opportunities to route it in.
So who of the runners is closest to forest for a couple more skulls? Tenjo is the only one with the hookshot right now.
Yep. That's quite a big advantage, especially in terms of skull collecting. So Tanjo's on 6, Thunder's on 5, and she'll be on 6 when she gets to Lon.
Skull's also about to get his hookshot. He's gonna be thrilled when he finds out. It's nice how domain isn't path.
And yet it's absolutely stacked.
Maybe the magics are not locking each other, maybe the hookshots are not locking each other. Or maybe it just wasn't picked by the random generator.
Mm.
So it looks like there's not really a big difference in starting as child or as adult. If you started as adult, you have your skill, and you can get to do Sora's Domain in Child 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't think if you started as child, then that you're in big troubles.
No, both ways have been fairly balanced. You've still got items that you can go do things, and quite a lot of nice Sphere 0 and Sphere 1 so far.
Skull's about to get the fire arrows.
Peak of the mace. I know someone peeked it earlier, but I don't remember if there was. I can never see on these small screens whether there's anything there.
I'm not even trying to peek when I have magic. When I have magic, I'm not even going to try.
Presumably nothing, at least on the right side, because Anjo's just leaving it. I was like, that bomb health looks a little bit low, Tanjo.
Oh no, Tenjo, what are you doing?
He was like, pick the bomb up, missed him, and then he was like, oh no, I've got half a heart, drop the bomb. Dead. Oops.
He's gonna try again, but now with the bow.
That would make more sense. Good thing is that it's not that far to go. It's not like Shadow Temple or something. By lax, we mean the light arrow cutscene, Rob, which is what you get when you get the Shadow and Spirit medallions at the Temple of Time.
In this case, that would mean you have to beat Forest and Fire. It's always a little bit ambiguous when you explain you have to do the Spirit and the Shadow Medallion, but then you have to do Forest and Fire for it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. that can be very confusing. Even I get confused by it, and I've been playing this game for like 4 years.
Tanger's gonna give a look at the song in the DMC.
That's a Sun song.
Oh wow, that helps with the skulls. It doesn't help if you wanted ZL.
I think it was probably hoping for ZL, but Suns is not a bad second one to get with this 40 skulls.
Yeah, if you're a little bit shaky with the skull routing, then Suns is definitely helping you.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a nice quality of life thing anyway for timing. Although really, with Graveyard being barren, you don't need too much worry about timing. No sort of Dompe digging shenanigans.
Yeah, so what was the Colossus song again? We must have seen it already. Or haven't we?
I don't think anyone's been to Colossus yet.
I'm already having seed bleed.
There's just so many seeds going on. It's hard not to.
I was watching someone else before going to the weekly, and it already ruins my knowledge of the game.
Yeah, it's very easy to just mix the seeds up. Because like there was a seed I was commentating the other day, and I was sure like a long shot was on something, absolutely certain of it, and it wasn't. I was just thinking of a seed that I'd seen earlier that day. So
Probably
it
still
is what
worth
it is.
Probably still worth getting those Serenade and Prelude songs, even though you don't technically need them.
Mm-hmm. But nice to have if you don't have to go like too far out of your way for them. And that's our last path in as well. That's Sacred Forest Meadow to Twin Rover.
Fire arrows, let's go. Yeah, what songs did we find there?
We've got Fire Arrows, we've got Storms, and whatever the child song was, which I think... Oh yeah, we don't have songs on this tracker. Minuet, it was Minuet, yeah. So it's Minuet, Storms, or Fire Arrows.
Okay, so it's likely Storms.
Presumably Storms.
So are you going to dip bottom of the well without ZL is the big question.
Mm-hmm. Got bombs at least, which is nice. Might be worth a dip.
Yeah, I think it's actually a pretty good hint. If you find something useful in the bottom of the well, it also helps you reason how the bow is locking the other bow.
Mm. Oh, and chat's also pointing out it was Nocturne on Sarius, not Minuet.
Oh, that makes a big difference.
Yeah. Nocturne?
So that's our third person in domain. Now only Thunder has to follow. The Thunder is probably in domain about 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can see that being routed in after the remainder of Goron City in DNT, I guess. Oh yeah, hasn't done a rolling Goron yet. Yeah, we've seen our last path hint now. It was SFM. So was it Twin Rover?
Twin Rover, yes, indeed.
Yeah. Which is either Storms or Minuet. Probably not Fire Arrows.
Wasn't it Shadow? Storms or Shadow? Or Fire Arrows?
Yes, Storms. Oh no, did I say Minuet? I meant Nocturne.
Yeah, you said Minuet again, yeah.
Yeah, definitely meant Nocturne. Yeah, Nocturne or Storms.
Very helpful hint, because Storms and Nocturne lock half the game.
Yeah. At least you know which half of the game it's not in, I guess. So that's something.
Yeah, the half of the game that we have seen already.
Yeah. Wolf or Scroto.
Can also just be Fire Arrows for key logic. So I expect to find the boomerang somewhere, and then we find ZL after we do Jabu. That's what my prediction is for this.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen the boomerang, because everything's kind of saying, pointing towards it. Just there's no boomerang.
We don't really have access to Fountain yet. We need hovers or ZL for that.
Mm-hmm.
We need ZL for logical access and hovers for sequence break access.
Child can go in and check the hints, but that's basically it.
I actually think that that's the play. If you are able to, then you should check it as a child. What if it's just boomerang?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, vanilla boomerang. Seen it happen.
No, I mean in Fountain.
Oh, in Fountain, you've been seeing a hint for the boomerang. Yeah.
Now we have seen Zora's Fountain to Goma, right? Oh wait, we still don't have ZL. We cannot do the fairy. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the only down. ZL is really locking a lot of things. Yeah, Tom, this music would be great for Dodongo.
Spam your chickens in chat for our first chickens of the day.
It is a chickens play. All right. Etok has decided to show us chickens.
And Thunder is summoning the Thunder to open the well.
Yeah, I think Well's a great play. Got to chase that Storms. Seeing you can't do much with Nocturne at the moment anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually foolish, or if we just find a boomerang there. Both of these things are likely to happen. Because I don't really know where else I would be if it's not behind Jabu.
Mm-hmm.
So Skulls is trying to get a Sculptura token by using a hookshot extension.
Very nice.
First try every time. Okay, so there's a one key in ZL locked chest. So if the item is in the back, then it's ZL locked. Because the items behind the door are always 3 key locked.
Mm.
If one is behind, yeah, I think they're always 3 key locked, right? Yeah. Because the game assumes you are using your keys in the worst possible way.
Yeah, it assumes you wasted them on the Skulltula doors before completing the dungeon, so therefore you need 3, logically.
It's not really a concern to us whether the item is going to be bomb locked, because we have our bomb back.
Yeah, just the underwater ones we won't be able to get. Bit of Final Fantasy prelude for Death Mountain Trail, I like it.
And look what we find.
Oh!
In the
You said boomerang. There it is. It's just sat in the coffin.
No, this one is not ZL locked, because you can get to this chest with only the scale. So this is a very good find for Thunder. She now has some progression to do, most likely leading to ZL. Some chews on 10 skulls, always nice.
Oh, that is actually quite nice. I always enjoy getting chews.
There are so many nice threads with chews in almost every the game.
And all of them are really fun to watch and do as well if you get them right.
Maybe for S6 we should just remove the bombs and put chews in logic, and everything is just chews.
Choose only explosives.
I'm quite sure there will be a couple of runners in favor of this idea.
So yeah, imagine that Thunder is going straight to Jabu at this point. Go get that, hopefully, ZL behind the Forest Medallion.
And Tanjo is the first of our runners to enter Foolish Forest. I'm glad they are not in Forest all at the same time. Does anyone know whether one of the runners themselves have fallen asleep while doing Forest?
I think a lot of us can basically autopilot Forest at this point. It's the one where you sort of just go through it and just think, try and work out what you do next.
So let's see what Skulls is trying to do here. He was on his way to King Dodongo, but he is opting to go out of the cavern.
I think he wants to try and get a bomb refill, but he's not lucky. So.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, he wasn't able to open the skull. Yeah.
Doesn't want to go in there until he can clear it, which makes sense.
Yeah,
So.
I didn't see whether he tried to kill the Armos Knights on the way to the skull. That's one of the places where you can get some bomb refill.
That would make sense, but instead he's just going to go buy some.
Yeah, Skulls was also the unfortunate guy who was not able to make it with the chicken to Zora's Domain.
Oh yeah, of course, and had to go all the way back down the river. That always feels bad.
Despite all that, he seems to be doing okay. And there's Thunder on the way to Jabu. So she didn't route in Zora's domain earlier when I thought she might. But she will have the opportunity to get all her items now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get that hook shot, get that magic, go do Jabu, and she'll be looking in pretty good shape at that point.
And then I think there's a case to be made for the ice play right after, if indeed CL is in Temple of Time.
Mm-hmm.
You have irons, then you will have GL, you will have in your bottle, you can do everything in that area for the Goma path.
Yeah, that makes total sense to rush that after, assuming we get ZL anyway.
Yeah, well, where else could it be if it's not on the Temple of Time song?
I can't think of anywhere, but I've been wrong before, so...
So Burning Crack is locked behind that. There are a couple of songs locked by ZL, including those in Ice and Composer's Grave.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an OoT.
Yeah, it can't be nice, so... And a fire dip from Itok.
Tenjo using iron strats in the forest, always nice to see.
Oh no, Deadly also lost a chicken, so she's got to go all the way back and do it again as well.
Oh, that's painful. Okay, yeah, that's a nice trick to use Song of Storms here to respawn the chicken. That's a nice 5-head move by Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an ultra fast fire with the boss key just next to the boss.
Wow. I mean, that's nice, but it does make you kind of wonder what you're leaving behind.
Yeah, that's super nice unless you find out that after 3 hours of play you need to go back to fire.
And not even that deep into fire either, and then you'll feel even worse. Tanjo up to 15 skulls, so I think they might be in the lead to 20. Not that it matters because we know 20 is dead.
Yeah, I can imagine with forest access you are in the lead with skulls.
Mm-hmm.
And the check that not most people do first, Tenjo is opting to do the check a bit later. The second try for Thunder, let's go. So where's everyone at? Tenjo in forest, Thunder on the way to Jabu.
I guess the skulls is going to turn in skulls for 10.
Yeah, so skulls will also get some nice chews to work with.
Oh yeah, that's a good point from Wizard in chat as well. Thunder has a boomerang. Yeah, there we go.
So Demon, I think ZL is behind Jabu in Forest, or in Temple of Time, I mean. There's not really a place where it can be other than that.
Can't be Burning Cack, can't be Ice Cavern.
Also can't be OoT. Can't be Colossus, can't be Graveyard. Thunder is having a little error with the fire storage.
Oh no.
So she has to wait a little bit longer for the hookshot. I just hope she tries it again soon.
Yeah, at least gets it on the way back out after Jabu. She doesn't go and do it straight away. She's going to go do it straight away. That's the correct call.
Yeah, Thunder has been routing pretty nicely so far. It would be a shame if she skips the hookshot for some reason.
Tanjo might have the foolish hint, but the problem with Forest is like you've kind of got to do everything anyway. So,
And even if you see a big chest, you still want to open it. So what if it's a big balance sport? Okay, quickly, treasure chest game. Ah, we were too late again. Shit.
I was too busy trying to shake my head awake from Forest Temple.
Can't blame you. Maybe we should just ask chat to put in their guesses right now for the third person trying it out. Yeah, at least we are on time.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Or just offer chat a checklist before opening the stream with a checklist of all the things you need to do in order to start watching. Like getting your guesses in.
Just have it as a command. Just type in prep or something, and it's like, yeah, you need to get your checks in, you need to guess where you think the last item will be, get it all in early.
Estimated finish time, etc., etc. Favorite meme, of course. Oh yeah, DC is not entirely foolish. For those who enjoy the double defense, it's right there.
Yeah, just getting double defense from DC feels bad, but like, you have to imagine most other people are going to do it anyway, so it's not really too much of a time loss.
It's also the most appropriate location for double defense, as you cannot one-cycle the boss.
Do you think that's Dodongo's secret? He's got a second version of double defense.
So happy 1 hour, and we are just entering our first progression dungeon. Oh no, wait, Tenjo is already in Forest for a long while.
Fortunately, he's about 2/3 of the way through Forest now, so shouldn't be there for too long.
Let me improve on what I just said. 1 hour in, and we're just in our first non-foolish progression dungeon.
Yeah, that's fair. that's slightly more accurate, but I knew what you meant. Yeah, Harumph, this is S5 standard rule set. Same as the well, not quite the same as the tournament. There's a few tricks that are allowed in this that haven't been authorized for the tournament because they were found after the tournament started. But apart from that, it's the same settings.
So yeah, the early game was of course pretty decent with lots of good items almost everywhere. So, but now we are really kicking off when the first 1 or 2 progression engines are about to be done.
Yeah, I mean, so far, nothing about this seed has been all that terrible, apart from the 40 mirror shield. And again, at least that hint was easily available. It wasn't like Back of Lake and Hyrule Castle 3 or something. So
yeah, so logically we had to get a skill at Anju's Cow, then we had to get a bomb bag in River. At the same time we can get a hookshot and a magic in Domain. Of course we get our songs. Rudo's Letter was also in... Where was Rudo's Letter again? Or was that on the Cow?
that was Impus Cow, wasn't it? Ruto's Letter. Just sat there in Kakariko.
Oh yeah, okay, then I'm mixing up 2 checks. Where was the scale again then?
Where was scale? Was it?
Oh, it was
wasn't Cap.
Windmill.
It was Windmill, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, so and now with the Boomerang, the puzzle of the early game is complete.
Skull's making the play to go into Well next, which, as we know, is a very good play.
So at this point it's safe to say that most of our path hints have been completed. I think we're only missing the Fountain to Goma.
So what this is, Harumph, it's a casual weekly race. So basically we have in this race, not just the 4 people on stream, but there are 37 entrants altogether. But we can obviously only show a few of them, so we just pick a few of the interesting ones or ones we want to highlight and watch those. But we might not see the winner of the overall race on stream, because chances are they'll be off stream. But yeah, it's just a friendly race with the settings. There's no tournament, it's just bragging rights.
And what's more important than bragging rights?
Absolutely. 37-person restream when? Never.
Well, you can try to open 37 tabs in your browser.
I mean, that would work, yeah.
You can still listen to our voices and we will still tell you where all the items are.
Like, I've got quite a big screen and TV, but trying to fit 37 streams on there, need like binoculars just to see. Got a good point, Demon, but bracket rights kind of lead to bragging rights as well, so they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, bracket is definitely on the path to bragging rights.
No one cycle on a PG for Tanjo. I don't race. I race casually every now and again, and I play the seeds a lot. But I mostly commentate on races because I'm not good enough to actually make brackets.
Yeah, usually commentating is for those who like the game, but they're not good enough to finish within 4 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I know a load of tricks and everything, and I enjoy learning them, but like putting it all together in a race situation, it's yeah, I enjoy it, but I'd much rather talk about it.
There you go, you just made it to brackets.
Oh, I made brackets. Oh, thank you. I feel so... My parents will be so proud. Wait, how do you know our tagline, Kinra? That's supposed to be secret.
I just hope that when we are asking for more volunteers, they don't read it as we're looking for more bad players. So Tenjo is the first of our runners who have completed a Medallion dungeon, and also a pretty long one, forest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it looks like Thunder and Tenjo are the two that are a little bit ahead of the other two.
Lens game again. I hope people were paying attention because I wasn't again.
I think chat has stopped relying on us when it comes to lens game.
I think that's fair by this point. I get easily distracted by good custom music, so that's my excuse.
I'm biased towards dungeon progression, so So what's more important, bragging rights for winning the lens game, minigame, or bragging rights for being in a tournament?
I would say for majority of people, winning the chess game feels pretty good. But I'd say at the same time, I think I've got more chance of 1 in 32ing the chess game than I have with a 1 in 32 chance of making brackets. So it's like a 1 in a million chance.
Thunder is trying to make quick work of Baronade. Let's see how that goes. Just look how that goes. It's just like it's just how it's written in the books.
Yeah, not too many troubles. And Baronade is down.
Well done by Deadly Thunder.
Yeah, Baronade can be a bit of a troll. That was nicely done. Get a bomb refill for her troubles.
And she just has 1 stick left, so time to rush Fountain for our Kokiri sword, possibly.
Yep, I think that's a very good idea. Gonna have to go back and get that song first, which is a bit annoying, but not too bad when you know that at least that unlocks a lot of things.
Well, to be fair, Tanjo had a medallion already a few minutes before, but yeah, well, both passed the 1 hour mark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 105 and 109. Still pretty late. But not because we haven't had things to do, at least. We've got lots of things to do and lots of items.
Yeah, so I actually wouldn't be surprised if Fountain had an item that's not a Kokiri sword, but something that leads to it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see maybe a Dins or hovers. Or...
Dins or hovers would be pretty spicy. Looks like Thunder, while she's here, is deciding to get Child Lake out the way before going and getting the song. And I don't hate this. Makes sense since you're in the area.
Yeah, that makes total sense, because once you have ZL, you are able to get possibly Serenade, and then you can quickly get PR set up if you want to do fire. Can't really skip those Sphere 0 checks.
Yeah, if somebody decides to skip those checks, they're braver than I am. Because I would just be so worried the whole seed that I'd missed something.
Yeah, I think this early in the game you're still going for those Prelude and Serenade songs. You never know when you might need those. Especially Serenade is nice for PR.
Mm-hmm. And like, it can make a difference. Like, it might only be a few minutes difference, but a few minutes difference can be a lot when you consider how close some of the races have been recently.
And I don't know if I should say it or not, but it definitely happened before that the hammer is in water.
Mhm. So at the moment, basically, everyone's sort of following Thunder's route, apart from Tanjo, who's doing his own thing and is just just clearing adult.
Yeah, you can basically choose to do a forest whenever you want.
Mhm.
If it's foolish, so you're not going to find any useful items there, except maybe an upgrade.
It's nice to know you've got it out of the way, because it is long and it is slow, so... Oh, where did he go? Haha. I hate that bird.
So I actually discovered that the bird here respawns every time. So when I was playing multi-world with some friends and I didn't have any checks left, I was just waiting here, enjoy the view. But this bird was coming back all the time.
It actually respawns. I've never actually spent enough time there to realise.
Yeah, I didn't think that this game had any enemies that respawn, but yeah, those birds are definitely an example of that. And
It's
of course, skeletons in field.
It's like the devs for... we've got this enemy that's really annoying and will always, always, always catch out first-time players. Let's make sure it respawns. One of the only ones that does. Just that one. For no other reason apart from to troll players, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we will never know what the devs were smoking when they coded this game.
Japan's finest something. Okay, well, Tanjo's going to be going into water without ZL, which, as we were saying, that always feels kind of bad.
Look at Tenjo. Oh, water temple. Not satisfied with the bow in Tactile Grotto.
Yeah, the bow conveniently ties everything up, but maybe he's got a suspicion that there's something iron's locked in water.
Maybe he just was inspired by Cariosa also dipping water without ZL.
Could be. Could be. I mean, it can pay off. Oh no! Oh, Tanjo missed the chest.
Not too much bullshit VXR, just 40 skulls for mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it has been pretty gentle seed.
It looks like we're going to get a valley play here from Thunder. Presumably thinking, while I'm here as child, before I go back and get ZL, I'll clear up these annoying child checks.
Yeah, that's a pretty defensive play. Those are definitely two checks you could also have skipped and waited for later. Thunder has pretty much things to do right now. Although she hasn't found the bow yet in Tactile Grotto.
Oh yeah, good point. And if she's at Valley, she might not as well, because she goes back down to Lake. Well, she might do it when she turns adult. Oh, she wants the skull as well. But it's the middle of the day, so you're going to be waiting a while.
Oh yeah, she also has a buck loaded, so she can also get an additional skull down there.
So yeah, that's Sunsong. That would be quite nice right now.
So we have found a bow in Tactile Grotto VXR. So that resolves the path.
Mhm. Another bottle and water temp. If he wasn't convinced to rush ice before, he should be now.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty long wait by Thunder.
I mean, yeah, it looked like it was about midday when she got there. So that's a good 3 or 4 minutes just stood there.
It's maybe the first slight error we may have seen on Deadly Thunder side. I think there were other skulls available.
I mean, yeah, her routing has been pretty much spot on so far. I'd say that of the earlier hour, apart from not having done Forest, I'd say she's probably slightly in the lead in terms of progression. But yeah, that's going to feel bad, just stood there for 3 minutes waiting for the skull to turn up.
Yeah, I imagine Tenjo not really being far behind with Forest out of the way. But Tenjo still needs to go to the bottom of the well for the boomerang, and then Tenjo can follow along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tanjo having a much longer adult section than either of the other runners, but looks like he is done now, so...
The water dip was definitely worth for the second bottle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we end up in Ice Cavern. That might actually make a difference. Ah, yes. Papers, please, music.
So that's the third person in Jabu. Just Tanjo needs to follow along now. Of course, it's still early in the race. Everything can still happen. If I had to make some sort of ranking so far, then I would say that Thunder and Tanjo are approximately tied. And then
I think so.
Then maybe Skulls, and then Itok.
And here's the final chess minigame. And I would be out. Only VXR's actually in, because he was the only one paying attention, so... We all lose! Hooray!
Good job to us for announcing the treasure chest game once they were in the green rupee room. On all 4 occasions.
I think it's because usually when we don't get Lens treasure chest games so early, and then like when people are doing it, chat usually pops off like, "Oh, it's TCG," but because it's like so early, we had Magic and Lens, and they're all doing it at different times. It's like not quite as hype.
Yeah, 1 hour 20 in, and all 4 minigames have been done. So where's Thunder going next? She's trying to do as much of Child as she can. Also completing the ferry here.
Mm-hmm. Well, checking the hint anyway, because still needs to go and actually get that CL before she can do the ferry. Which means she'd have to go adult and then come back again. So probably not going to see that one for a while.
Or was the ferry hinted foolish? That's also possible.
The OGC ferry was, I think.
She's not going to the ferry. I don't remember that. Yeah, she can't have done it yet. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, because she has to go. She hasn't got a ZL yet. She has to go back and get the ZL, which she's going to do now, and then she could go back as child and do the ferry.
I keep making this mistake.
Yeah, like she should have ZL. She just hasn't got it yet. So Yeah. But she will be getting it any second. Good job, VXR, thank you. I mean, yeah, Shy, that's kind of how it goes. There's so many races this time of year that, like, the hints do all tend to blur into one. And there we go, joint ZL at the same time in sync.
And ZL was indeed in Temple of Time, so it's always comforting to know that we didn't miss anything.
Yeah, if it wasn't, I'd be, I think we've messed this up somewhere. Interesting, yeah, Thunder looks like she's rushing straight to Fountain and Ice, whereas Skulls is going to go get this song first.
So one of the most difficult questions in this game is how hard am I going to rush Skulls? Because Mirror Shield is one of the late game items, you don't need it early. But there's always plenty of seeds where it appears that you actually need to rush and everything is locked behind that irons or behind that Mirror Shield. And it seems like these runs have found a decent balance between rushing Skulls and just doing them along the way.
Speaking of useful warp songs, there's Prelude.
And Tanjo is on 20 Skulls right now. So what are we finding in Zora's Fountain? Do you think we will find a Kokiri Sword, or do you think we will find something that leads to Kokiri Sword?
The way this seed's been going, I'm thinking it will just be the Kokiri Sword. But I'm willing for something more spicy. Hopefully it's something more spicy.
Like the slingshot.
Another in 4-stage change. That would be pretty spicy.
Alice in Fountain would definitely be spicy.
Oh, that would be bad. I kind of hope it is, and I kind of hope it isn't, long shot.
We will need a little bit of help by chat when the peak happens in a second.
No, it's not the iceberg.
Wait, is that long shot?
That's Kokiri Sword. Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
Kokiri Sword.
Okay, yeah, just Kokiri Sword. Okay, I was scared for a second there.
We almost wished the long shot in Fountain into existence, but no, it's just the K-Sword. Little stabby.
And a couple of Greg imposters.
That's when it can get really confusing, when Greg is at the bottom.
Well, with the freestanding shuffle, it's how are you going to recognize Greg?
Oh no. You just have to go collect all of them for Greg percent.
So what are we hoping to find in Ice here? Maybe Requiem?
Yeah, I think Requiem. I mean, maybe Opponents might be in there as well. Might get a horse. Oh, a slingshot. That's also in Fountain.
So we will never know what our path is.
I mean, slingshot and Kokiri Sword, like, both technically needed for Goma, so...
So now we need to find another slingshot that's not slingshot locked for our curiosity to be satisfied. We do indeed have freestanding shuffle, rupee shuffle, pot shuffle, crate shuffle. We shuffle basically everything.
Yep. Yeah, it's fairly new that we've been able to do these things. It's quite a recent discovery. But it is a lot of fun.
I've also been suggesting Pixel Shuffle, where you just play the vanilla game, but all the pixels are somewhere else on your screen.
That's a good question, Demon. I imagine if you now put everything on, like all the sanities on, you've got to be looking at thousands of checks. Thousands, potentially.
Yeah, I've heard that in Master Quest Water there are like maybe 100 crates. So if you do Master Quest crate shuffle, then I think people have been renaming it to Storage Temple already.
Storage Temple, yeah.
And then there's also the bonk KO that people have been experimenting with. So if you bonk, then you die.
Yeah, I quite like the bonk KO that's been coming in recently.
So someone pointed out that chicken is not sphere 0 with bonk KO because you need a fairy for the crate.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can't.
Or the hammer, or
anything but your head.
So if the question is, are we able to shuffle this or that, then the answer is most likely yes.
Like, it just blows my mind how far this randomizer has come from, like, the early days, and, like, all the things we can do with it now. I'd never have even thought possible, like pot sanity.
And there, Skullslink was just happy that it wasn't bonk KO because he just bonked.
I think playing bonk KO is probably a pretty good way of practicing movement. That's what I would probably use it for.
I think most of us are familiar with what else happened. I think he has replaced his cultural count with a bonk count in his stream for quite a long time.
Yeah, I think his words were, "Who cares about sculptures?" or something like that, which is fair enough.
He's also the one most enthusiastic about the bonk KO.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his streams where he was playing about with it, and I really like it. I think it's a really good idea. But maybe not for like standard, but as a variety, it's nice. We've got a wallet in ice, which is the only thing so far, but it's quite nice to have.
That's a big chest in ice.
Yeah, that's the wallet. We saw it from Thunder.
Oh right, yeah, Thunder is also in ice. Yeah.
Yeah, between them, they're pretty close actually. Skulls and Thunder. Thunder just spent a little bit extra time in Fountain, I think.
Yeah, and I also imagine that Thunder has done a lot more checks. She's basically full clear child. Don't think that's the case for Skulls.
I think you're right. Whereas Tanjo only just now is really starting his child run. But fortunately for him, it's not really too bad because the actual child paths are fairly okay. They kind of make sense. So he should have a fairly reasonable path to follow, and then we'll be right back in this.
Yeah, the big question for Thunder is when is she going to pick up the bow? She sort of isolated it. I can see her in some worlds getting the bow on the right hand in spirit, but that would then be out of logic.
Invisible chickens, no. Just no.
Okay, so what song are we getting from Ice today? Is it going to be Requiem?
At this point, they're probably almost certainly hoping that it is.
For some reason, the items, if there are items in ice, they are almost never in the last check.
Oh, it's the horse. Okay.
Yeah, that works as well.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yes, that's also Colossus access with what we have.
Mm-hmm.
We have magic, we have the lens, so we can reach that now. But GTG without the bow will feel slightly bad.
Hmm. Hoping that third bow is just sat in GTG at that point.
But on the other hand, if you go GTG, then she will probably get the bow because it's on the way.
Also correct. We'll have to see.
So Skulls is using the swag strats, the glitchless jumps, where you can also just use ground jumps.
Yep, but if you want to show off, it is slightly faster. Alright, so domain has been stacked. Is it 3 out of 3 for stackedness? Probably not, but let's find out. Oh, it is! Wow, Lights on King Week.
That's a 3 out of 3 for domain.
Required. Amazing.
Thunder checking 10 skulls here for the choose. 20 and 30 are both dead. So. Etok is probably going to take a death here.
Yep.
The logic doesn't require you to be able to get back up to pick up the item.
Tanjo almost at 30 skulls, so has been collecting them nicely, but then has done forest, so obviously has a bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, I think in general Tanjo has been the one pushing those skulls the most.
Mm-hmm.
May have like a solid lead over the others, maybe 10 or more.
Yeah, Virtual hard required for you today. That's basically the only BS though. Everything else has been not too bad.
That's 30 for Tanjo.
And there's Thunder getting her bow. Yeah, Virgil, this race is nothing like yesterday's. Fortunately.
Yeah, this is a pretty fun one so far. Just everything a little bit spread out. Slowly the logic unfolds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see 64% dropout today from this one. This one is fairly reasonable.
So far.
I mean, that is true. That is true. There's always an asterisk at the end of any statement about Zuga.
Until the hammer is in water.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of ways for this seed to go very bad.
I quite like this play as well, just checking the skull big bows while you've got the horse and the bow before you go.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how Thunder is playing this game so far. Routing makes total sense.
Not rushing GTG though. Guess gonna go forest. Yep, it's a forest dip.
Yes, I'm not sure what I think about this play. You might as well just go to GTG once you have the horse there.
Yeah.
You can go to fire or forest whenever you like. It's foolish.
And targeting the woods is FW, so that's actually quite useful, even if it's not essential.
Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Thunder is not going to get that for quite a long time, unless she's going into casino mode.
Yeah, only 21 skulls is quite a way behind Tanjo. I guess Thunder's thinking, okay, I got the iron boots, they got me the bow. What can I use with the bow? Oh, maybe there's something in forest. But I'm with you. I think I would have legged it to GTG as fast as I possibly could.
It's by no means a big mistake. It's just a slight time loss if you opt to go to GTG later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you were saying, like you've got the horse right there. You just jump on it and go. But
if forest wasn't foolish, then you can make a case for maybe I can find strength 2 before I go to GTG.
mm-hmm. It does mean it's interesting though, because we will get quite a good sense of how close together Tanjo and Thunder actually are by the time. Even say probably Tanjo might be should be finished with Jabu before Forest, so should have a slight lead at that point, especially with having better skull collection.
And indeed, dancing Darunia with the Zora tunic. Maybe one of the Zoras dropped it when he or she was paying a visit to Mr. Darunia.
Perhaps it's like a diplomatic present. They exchange tunics. They give the Zora the Goron tunic. And
Yeah, the Zuder Olympics.
yeah, like where they exchange the shirts after the game or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, okay, fine. Although I don't think we're allowed to do that with COVID now, but back in the day, that's what we used to do.
Yeah, we're missing quite a lot of items for Go mode, so there's still plenty of ways for the seed to go to turn evil. Hammer can also just be vanilla. That would be fun.
What I can say is an hour and 40 minutes in and we've had no forfeits yet, which kind of tells you that this seed is really, really fairly tame for a weekly.
Yeah, I think most people who end up forfeiting, they usually make the 2-hour mark unless they have some technical issues. But yeah, I can imagine that no one really has a reason to forfeit yet with how the seed is going so far.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a hell seed by any means. Like it actually makes some sense, which is nice.
Eye drops and Skulls on Skulls Link side. The big arm was dead. Skulls Link being the first one to give us a peek into Deku.
Nothing so far.
Yeah, I still wonder what it is. When I see people do ice, then there's a big chest in the first room, or there's a progression item in the second room. But I almost never see a big chest in the room where you get the song.
Yeah, ice do kind of be like that. But it still makes you go through all of it anyway, even though you know you're going to get nothing at the end, just to get that song.
I always love those speedrun strats where you incidentally take a death or you jump into a hole just to be back faster to where you wanted to go.
Yeah, it's like, that shouldn't make any sense, but nevertheless, it's how it is.
Once I was joking about having to do a grocery rando. How are you routing in all your groceries when you go shopping? And then at some point...
Makes shopping a bit more interesting, yeah, if like you go to your local supermarket and all the aisles are like, just everything's shifted about. And they give you like, oh, the path to sugar is on the... is towards the back of the shop or something like that.
Then we were also joking about taking death orbs, etc. to make the routing faster.
See if you can find an exploit where you can like fill your trolley and then death warp out without having to pay.
Yeah, for example.
Or like Link's Awakening, just steal it and don't go back.
Nothing to see here, people, just taking a death warp. IRL speedrunning. Yeah, that's what we are talking about, yeah.
Imagine if your route to work was randomized every day. How horrible that would be. You'd have to leave like 4 hours just to make sure you got there in time.
Yeah, that the entrance to your office is shuffled among all the jobs you've worked before.
Entrance shuffle. Oh, that would be so horrible. Well, you know, if meta ever takes off, maybe one day it will be a reality. We'll be able to randomize our lives.
So nothing special in Deku so far. Skull's Link is now on the way to the boss.
Quite a lot of our dungeons have had basically nothing in them. There's like everything mostly seems to be overworld, and the dungeons themselves are pretty empty.
Yeah, we haven't found a single progression item in dungeons. We have found double defense in DC. We have found eye drops in Deku, but that's about it.
Yep. Well, that actually makes it...
That does help, indeed.
...worthwhile.
Talking about the devil.
Queen Goma actually useful? What?
It reminds me of one of those Zelda games where you actually use the hammer to kill the spider. Was it Twilight Princess?
I think it's Twilight Princess. It's been a little while since I played that game. Yeah, Virgil confirming it was Twilight Princess. Alright, so Itak is going to be seconded to Jabu to go get that, Deku, to go get his hammer.
Yeah, so from what we've seen, most of the items are along the way. We still need hovers, dins, strength 2. That's about it, right?
I think so, yeah. Of the things we don't know where they are anyway.
3 items from no mode as chat.
Yeah, nothing on Volcano BXR. That's how we know it's not AD today. Honestly, Galaxy 9, it's a bit hard to call. They're all doing pretty well, just in slightly different ways. I wouldn't say anyone's doing badly. I don't think anyone's behind.
Yeah, they've been following slightly different routes, so it's pretty hard to say. Still think Tenjo and Thunder are in the best spots, but yeah, the other two are definitely capable of taking over.
I mean, Skull's making the... Well, gonna go tech type first. Whether he then decides to go DTG could be a big difference in this race.
So that all of our players have now completed Jabu. And Skull's Link finding his bow. Is he going to continue to GTG?
No, this looks like he might just be going first. Which, again, it's progression. You've got everything. Don't hate it.
Well, I think for Skull's Link it makes a bit more sense than it made for Thunder, because Skull's Link is also able to do fire after, and then
It's true.
then there is a light arrow cutscene that opens up.
Yeah, like Thunder kind of gambled on having to not age change again, but gonna have to age change again, unfortunately, so...
Yeah, so we know that boss key in fire is actually just next to the boss. We haven't seen anything else in fire.
Yeah. Fire, in theory, should be super fast today.
But yeah, given that we still need 3 more progression items, I can see that fire has at least one of those. I wouldn't hate the fire play when someone is there and has done all the other progression. You probably still go to GTG and Spirit first, just to see how bad the layout is.
I think I would as well. Oh, Tanjo, that was close.
Although it feels like we are having a pretty decent seed, we don't have too much medallions yet. Most of the runners are on 1 or 2. That also means that the late game casino will probably not be too bad.
Famous last words, but yeah, I think it should be okay.
I think all of the runners have like progression to do for at least half an hour, if not more.
Yeah, there's no obvious bottlenecks or anything so far. The seed's been quite open about which way you choose to go about things. Plenty of options.
Yep, Rang works on Goma. I love how the devs have taken into account also weapons that maybe are not intended to be used on certain bosses.
I was literally thinking the exact same thing, because it's like, could easily have just I guess, like, yeah, well, you know, you're only going to have the slingshot, so let's just damage it by the slingshot and the sword and the sticks. Because, like, when they designed this, like, they never would have imagined that you'd be facing Goma with a boomerang. Like, it just wouldn't happen. I don't know Demon Crusher. I haven't actually tried bombs or chews on her. I did know about the boomerang, but I'm not sure about the bombs. I don't think there's a really good way to, even if she was, to, like, use it. I can say I've literally never seen anyone use bombs on her, so I imagine probably not.
I'm also reasonably familiar with A Link to the Past, and if I recall correctly, there is also a game mode where you can only use bombs to damage enemies. Including the final boss, Ganon.
That is fun. That'd be so toxic in OoT, aren't they? But in the 2D ones, it works pretty well.
Twin Rover with bombs, let's go.
Exactly.
Unless you can just put them on top of your arrows like in Twilight Princess.
Ah, now that would be good. Bomb arrows. I'd replace ice arrows with bomb arrows, and then this game gets 100 times more interesting.
Or did I just spoil the final boss in the Zelda game? Oopsie.
Oh no. Thunder is now done with Forest, so I think still got a slight lead because Danjo's still working his way through ice.
Yeah, in terms of progression, we might give the lead to Thunder, but maybe also because of overall checks, but it's pretty hard to say. And Tanjo has done a couple of things that Thunder hasn't done yet.
It's true.
2 random checks in water.
Yeah, Virgil, Tanjo did Forest already because he stayed adult a lot longer, while everyone else went Jabu first for the chasing the fountain after Ice Cavern afterwards, chasing the fountain with CL.
Tanjo was also the first person to get his Forest starter pack.
Mm-hmm.
Hookshot in Domain, Bow in Tecta Grotto, and Strength on Rolling Link to Goron in GC.
Yeah, we have been spared Quad Forest, thankfully.
It's slightly suspicious that they do Forest one by one. Maybe they have...
They've got a little secret group going to just for restreamers to make sure that they do Forest at different times.
Yeah, I'm starting to find it very suspicious. Although maybe it was a bit too early to call because Thunder is now also in the area, so maybe we get to see... Oh no, she just finished, right? Yeah, she just finished, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder picking up Sun Song, that's what it is.
Yep. Might think about doing a fire dip as well and just finding that information about the boss key.
It's a little bit unfortunate because in this seed you actually would like to do Deco first before you get the song here, but you can complete fire immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty hard to route in Deku before you do this. Because yeah, songs are
Especially because of the order that chosen to do it in, and how keen she was on like being as thorough with Child as possible. It's like you can tell she doesn't want to go back anytime soon, but she might have to before she wants.
Yeah, so you have your Kokiri sword in Fountain, and then you should go back to Deku, and then go to Crater, and that's not really a route that you like to take.
Mm-hmm.
So the runners just following in each other's footsteps for now. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't get to see any new items in the next 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's where Thunder decides to go next. I imagine she's got to go back and just do Deku, but
I can see the GTG play though.
yeah, if you hard don't want to have to go back Child, then GTG as well. Oh, she hasn't done adult shooting. That makes sense.
You don't really want to isolate that one, otherwise the next time you will see it when there's 40 skulls.
Yeah, we're not coming back here for a while.
GTG is just looking very, very nice at the moment. There's a good chance that your strength 2 is just there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can basically full clear it.
It's gonna go get this song from Grave. Got fire arrows and magic, so it doesn't even need to age change if she wants to check the chest.
Yeah, it's also reasonable to just go to Deku and maybe full clear Child even. Not sure that there's anything left. Maybe target in the woods. And then you can stay adult for the rest of the game.
And yeah, VXR pointing out, happy 2 hours, everybody. At 2 hours, still only 1 forfeit, which, again, that could be for technical reasons, don't really know. But everyone else is still competing at the 2 hour mark, which is pretty good going for a weekly.
So just 1?
At the moment, just 1, very shortly ago.
Yeah, that's most likely technical reasons or reset without saving, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's when you start seeing like 10 or 12 at once, then you realise that people have hit their limit. But I don't think we'll see that today. This seed looks very playable.
Yeah, if you haven't found your 50 hint, but you've seen 10 people opt out of the race time, then...
Yeah, it's a pretty safe bet. Just go chase skulls at that point. Metagame your way to a skull seed.
You know how late it is, we say in the Netherlands. I would love for at least one runner to go to DTG right now, so that we have some fresh information.
Yeah, I'm still surprised no one has just rushed GTG. Like, I probably would have done so back when Thunder was doing Big Pose, that seemed like, as we were saying, that seemed like the best time to just go GTG.
So who of the runners picked up Furores? It was it Tanjo?
I think it was Tanjo. No.
Oh, Skullslink is the one who is marked Furores on his tracker.
Yeah, Skulls. That's it, yeah, because it was on target in the woods, and Skulls is the only one who's gone and done that yet. I imagine that Thunder's probably about to do that, so she should be getting her Furores pretty soon. Which I guess that is a nice thing to take with you, GTG and Spirit area. If you can go with Furores, that makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I can actually see the argument of not going to GTG. If you go there, you also would like to cross. But you don't really have Furores wind. Colossus is foolish. You don't have strength 2, so maybe that's the reason.
It's a real pain to get there and have to go back without Furores.
Yeah. With that in mind, I can see the reasoning behind postponing GTG as long as you can.
Tanjo up to 40, so that is the Mirror Shield. First one to the Mirror Shield.
Nicely done by Tanjo, rushing 40 faster than the others.
Very good routing.
So who's next in line then? Is somebody else at 30 already? Or?
That is a good question. I think Thunder or Skulls, maybe? I haven't seen what Etok's latest count is.
Yeah, Thunder is now getting another skull, so we can have a look. That looked like 26 to me. So a little bit behind there. I can imagine rushing 40 turns out to be the right decision for Tanjo, because once you make the road to Spirit, you might just be able to full clear, or at least beat the boss.
Yeah, that whole side of the map at the moment, you want to go there with as much stuff as possible, because there's no easy way back. Easier now we've got Furores, but without it, then that whole area is pretty painful.
And I think Requiem must be on Burning Keck by now, right? So it's a guaranteed not to be locked by Spirit. I mean, it's not going to be child locked because Spirit is blocking Requiem, I think.
Could be.
Is there any other place where Requiem can be? Not really, right?
I don't think so. I think we've seen it everywhere else.
Yeah, so it basically means that once you get your Mirror Shield and Strength 2, then you can full clear Spirit. You don't have to get the Requiem first. I can see maybe being that there's something on the child side, so you have to maybe clear Spirit first, get Requiem, and go back as child for Dins or for Hovers.
I can see that. That would be a nasty little twist, a little sting in the tail at the end of the seed. Lull them into a false sense of this is an easy seed, and then throw that in at the end.
But what are the alternatives? Is it Deep Fire, Deep Water?
Yeah, none of the alternatives are any good, are they? They're all pretty horrible places.
I just hope that GTG is stacked and you're in go mode after Spirit.
Oh, if that's the case, then I think we'll see people finishing in like the next 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, if everything is just in GTG, then it's going to be 220 to 30 for the top finishers. Skulls Link is on the way to fire. I haven't really been paying attention to which of the runners have set Pierre. I think maybe only Tanjo so far.
I think maybe Thunder as well, but I'm not totally sure. Tanjo definitely though.
Yeah, Doity Etok is the last one to finish Forest. The others have already cleared Forest.
Ah, there's the big iron sword. Left side maze.
Oh, that's a nice find on the way to Volvegia. So I can, even if people don't do deep fire, I can see people do the first couple of checks in fire. There's also an argument to be made for just try to full clear fire. That it turns out to be a casino. You need a couple more items.
So,
And you don't have Bolero, so coming back here is slow.
yeah, usually I'd say just get the key and just come back. But with Bolero on OOT, it's a little bit more of a pain to get up.
I think without Bolero, I think full clear is actually a very decent play. You still need dins, you still need hovers.
Mhm.
But also if
Yeah.
you have floors, you just set floors here, of course. Will there be an item in the first two hammerlock checks here in fire? That's the $1,000,000 question.
Yeah, Etok is at 33. Thunder was at 27, I think. We know Tanjo's hit 40, and I haven't seen Skull's latest count. $35. Thank you.
Yeah, so Thunder is doing... having a slow pace on the skulls. She probably thinks that it's not really necessary to rush them.
Yeah, and this is the logic we were talking about earlier, about that Spirit is going to be like the last thing. It's not like it's a hook shot on 40, I'd better rush it. It's one of those, you need it, but you don't need it. You only need it for one thing.
Yeah, but with the information that we have now, it's probably the right call to just rush your mirror shield. You can full clear it as a belt. You don't have to have Requiem. And going over there twice is going to be very slow.
It is, yeah.
You don't want to go. You don't even want to go to GGG without a mirror shield.
This is the problem the runners have. That really the last places that are available in terms of dungeon progression for items is deep fire, deep water, or GTG/Spirit, and none of them are easy to get to. I mean, water isn't too bad, but then again, we haven't got Serenade, have we? So water isn't exactly easy either.
Yeah, Serenade must be at the Colossus song at the moment. We know that Colossus is foolish.
Mhm.
That can only mean one thing.
Yep. Gotta be Serenade. Absolutely cannot be anything else.
So initially, when I first started learning about this game, I thought that foolish meant that if you would totally skip that area, you would still be able to beat the game.
Aha. Yeah, it's slightly different definition.
Yeah, it's slightly different indeed.
I think everyone's sort of made that mistake a few times when they started learning this game.
But I can see that there's a little problem with that reasoning because, for example, if you skip one dungeon that has a bomb bag, then you find your bomb bag somewhere else. But what if you skip the other dungeon that also has a bomb bag? Well, you can't skip them. You can't skip them both. You need one of those.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just end up in all sorts of trouble, wondering where your bomb bags are.
The best seeds are those where you find something that you still need in a foolish dungeon. I vaguely remember a seed where more than half of the runners found out of logic magic in water, which was actually logical second magic.
It's always nice when you get a bailout like that sometimes, because as many times as you manage to get a lucky bailout, as just the same amount of times when everything you do just doesn't work, and there's nothing you can do about it either. Oh wow, we're seeing this skull from Thunder. I really don't see this very often, but with the skull count at the moment, I don't think she's got any choice. She's way behind with skulls.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the best places for skulls are at the moment for Thunder.
Hover boots on Volvagia.
Hover boots on Volvagia. Oh, that's an interesting placement there.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I'd carry on in fire. Well, maybe I would. Maybe I would.
Yeah, I don't think I would, especially not when the hovers are found. Now you just hope for strength and dins being in GTG, or strength in GTG and dins in spirit, something like that. I would set Furor's Wind there. Because we likely don't need Furor's Wind in spirit or GTG.
No, we should be able to just one and done those.
I think most of the hardcore people are in chat because they are not even surprised anymore finding hovers on Volvagia. They've seen everything in their careers. Yeah. Normally there would be like 10 or 20 oohs and ahs of hover boots here on Volvagia. Ooh. All the hardcore people here that they have seen everything.
Jaded vets by this point. It's like, hovers on Volvagia? Baby seed.
Hammer time for Thunder as well. See this being very linear at the moment, so runners just following each other along.
And Lax is just a huge rupee today, so it's the same colour at least.
Well, if we get to see a triple fire, it won't be a long fire. Just a dip in, dip out. Get your stuff and leave.
With this being a weekly, like, I'm sure there's people who are just going to gamble and just go, it's in deep fire, I'm going to go there and see if I can win. But I'm not sure any of our runners are going to do that unless they have to. But it's a plausible strategy in a 37-person race. Sometimes you just, if you zig when everyone else sags, sometimes you can finish like way ahead of people.
Seems like Shadow is going to be our last dungeon for the day. So once you're in go mode, you still need 20 more minutes.
Yep, it's going to be a long go mode, but still a feel-good go mode. 34 now for Thunder, so she's starting to get there.
Still no one in GTG.
It's like they are all hard avoiding GTG at this point. I think Skulls might be our first one though. Now that he's done Big Pose, I don't see anywhere else but GTG from here. Unless he's got Hyrule Field checks left. But it doesn't look like it.
So Thunder is quickly catching up on the skull count. She's now on 35. Well, just a short while ago she was on 26 or 27.
Yeah, it's really rushing now.
Yeah, you don't want to leave your mirror shield behind when you make the journey to Colossus.
Absolutely. Galaxy 9, the mirror shield was on 40 skulls. So that's why Tanjo's got it, because he got to 40 before anyone else.
At this rate, Thunder might be the second player to get the mirror shield. Doji Etok having a little bit of trouble here with the glitchless jump.
Yeah, those hovers on the Volfagia would be quite nice for this, but unfortunately the only way in is glitchless or do the whole dungeon, so...
Yeah, the seed is going to be very mean to Doji Etok there, right there. One last try, otherwise he needs to get a new fairy.
Yeah, or just save quick. Yeah, there it is. Where the hovers demon? You just saw him on that.
Yeah, just look on the top right. Hovers on Volvagia. Let's see if Doji Etok manages to jump to the other side this time. So we are now at 2 hour 20, so it's interesting to see whether some of the top runners are finishing in the next 10 minutes. That gives us some intel maybe on the location of our items.
Yeah, if the seed is as straightforward as it's looking, I think in the next 20 minutes we might start seeing some finishes. If it's like just a straight thing, go GTG, get your thing, go Spirit, beat the game, then yeah, probably not.
Yeah, if we don't see a finisher in 20 minutes, then I'm calling deep fire or deep water.
Or we could just like out-meta ourselves and think, oh, no one's finished yet, so it must be in one of those places. But like, somebody does finish, or somebody finishes soon, and we're like, oh, it must be in Spirit, but it isn't. They just gambled on like deep water and got everything. And we out-meta ourselves. So
we also have the ZL log checks in bottom of the well.
that is true. Yeah, we didn't see those yet. And we probably won't either, unless we have to.
And yeah, these two checks are also famous for making seeds go over the 3 hour mark.
Let's look at HBA. That's pretty nice shooting there. Oh, Tanjo got the fairy though, so it's fine.
That's not Tenjo, that's Doji Etok.
Oh, it's Doji Etok. Yeah, the on the background, the labels for the names are sometimes a little bit easy to forget, but they're underneath and not above. 1760. Very nice.
So 37. Long shot on HBA.
Of course.
Monka S, indeed. No worries, chat, it's just for Spirit Key Logic, right?
Oh, I hope so.
Cola rolled the seed.
Yep, this is a cola seed, this one, so...
Cola wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be a star seed today. I'm hoping he's happy.
Oh yeah, this is definitely not a star seed. 100%. This is far too nice for a star seed.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether the seed is playing to Cola's playstyle. There haven't been items in very awkward spots, so I imagine he's doing well.
Still only 3 forfeits as well, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I think Dins or Strength 2 will just show up here in GTG. Maybe one of the worst things is that Dins is here and then we find the next Strength in Shadow.
Etok is going deeper into fire, so the only one who has chosen to do that so far. How much deeper into fire they'll go, hard to tell, but I guess if you're going to do it, you might as well go all in, right?
Yeah, if yeah, I think you have to go all in then. Also because I think it's more likely for keys to show up in the early part of fire, because how the dungeon works. Star is going to be disappointed that we haven't used the bullshit command so far.
If there is an Adegorio, there should be.
It's too early for that. Very nice. Yeah, I think the bullshit command from yesterday would crash the stream, so we're not using that anymore.
The BS command would be so long they'd have to do a BS2 command just to fit everything in. It's never too late or too early for a troll seed, in my experience. Like we were talking about, this seed's been nice, but I can still see a really nasty sting in the tail. Like someone in chat said, like Dins on Morpher or something. That would be pretty nasty.
Well, the long shot right here, that's the only item that has the potential so far to make it a troll seed. So there are a few scenarios here possible here. We either find Dins or we find Strength. If we find Dins, I think you place Force here and go to Shadow. If we find Strength, then we just continue to Spirit. You hope to find Dins over there.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense. I think that would be a good strategy.
And if the items are not on the way, then we enter the casino.
Yeah.
But we're already 2.5 hours in, so the casino's not too bad.
Might check the toilet, might just be going to right side of Maze to peek.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it toilet check so far.
Am I seed bleeding, or do we know that toilet is a key? I'm looking at my notes.
I think the center chest was an
That
error
was it.
result.
Center chest was hinted. But yeah. Yeah, I'm seed bleeding. I was thinking of yesterday's seed.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is definite toilet play.
yeah, but once he enters the maze, the rupees was respawned again. There's a big chest on Tenjo's side. Another magic.
Double magic, okay. Not a lot else in the maze, it looks like.
Don't think that was magic locked.
Yes, I saw second magic not in shadow. What's going on? Is this S5?
Yeah, that has been an update to the randomizer. Not guaranteed to be in shadow anymore.
There's a bug in the code they didn't realise. Now it's been fixed. Shame.
Big chest on toilet. Oh boy.
Okay. Could this be it?
Hold your breath, literally.
It's Din's!
You've got to be kidding me.
It's Din's toilet! Oh my god.
Why
It's
is this,
actually Din's toilet.
why is this item always there?
There's even an emote for that.
Okay, now I just set for Roars here and just go to shadow. That's the play here.
Nice BS command.
Oh, that's even more BS.
And there's strength too. Okay, that is BS.
I think we can stop the bet.
Yeah.
This is insane.
B mushroom, I win. Yes, let's go.
So that's go mode indeed for Skulls Link. There's just one slight problem, that Skulls Link doesn't seem to have Mirror Shield.
Yeah.
Or did he pick it up and we didn't mark it yet?
He hasn't picked it up. Definitely hasn't picked it up.
So he probably just crosses it and places for Roars there and then finishes the game.
Yeah, maybe they think they can find their last few skulls in there as well. And then Feroras go back, get the Mirror Shield, come back.
I think everyone has LA. Skulls Link has LA marked on the tracker, on his personal tracker.
Yeah, everyone's got the light arrows.
Skulls Link making it daytime for easier crossing. Nice.
Don't hate it. So Thunder's about to get her strength 2. The question is, does she take strength 2 and bail or carry on? Because it's strength 2, I think she'll carry on.
I can imagine that we are going to see a couple of angry people in chat afterwards because they get the strength first, and then they follow that path along and then manage to isolate Dins for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Dins is in a bit of a funky position. But again, those Iron Boots have been actually really useful this season.
Definitely the most valuable item of the seed.
So Skulls just needs one more skull, which should be able to get easily enough. Might go for the Colossus one, or might just go further into Spirit. Oh, me too, PKR. Like, every time the DK64 music comes on, I'm just sat in here cat jamming. Can't help it.
So this is actually one of those seeds where you actually would like to do left side GGG first. Oh no, thunder.
Oh, try again.
So Skullslink managed to turn this around in his favor pretty nicely.
Absolutely.
He seemed to be on the back foot in the early game with a couple of misfortunes.
Yep, gonna go get the easy skull in Spirit, I guess, and get the song.
So 3 people have forfeited so far. Can only guess as to their motivations.
Yep, we won't know until after the race. And looking at their comments as to what actually was their problem. But only 3. That's pretty impressive. Still at 2 hours 30.
Yeah, long shot is not going to be needed this seed. Maybe logically for the key or for the big key. So with the item placements as they are, it slightly surprises me that no one is done yet. But I can see that there are a couple of finishers in the next 5 minutes.
Yes, Tanjo is in go mode, Kinro.
I would be surprised if no one's 240s this one.
Oh yeah, totally. I would be very surprised if there isn't someone climbing up Ganon's castle right now. Yeah, Deadly and Skulls are both basically in no mode.
It's 37 for Doity Etok, 3 more for the Mirror Shield.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, that rushing to 40 has definitely given Tanjo the advantage here.
It's actually going to be very close. Skullslink might be a bit farther ahead, but he still has to pick up the Mirror Shield.
Aurora's doesn't make that too bad. So I think they'll be pretty close. And Thunder's about to go get her Mirror Shield, so she'll be right behind them. And that's go mode as well. So we've got Tanjo and Thunder in go mode, Skulls in no mode. And Itok wasted all that time in deep fire for nothing, so he's a little bit behind now.
Yeah, it's going to be very close between the 3 in the top left. Doity Etok trailing slightly behind. So we might see a couple of synchronous Ganon fights.
I reckon there's going to be a lot of sniping today as well. Once people start finishing, we're probably going to see quite a lot of people finishing.
Yeah, we have actually quite a stacked player pool. Most of the top runners that we know from brackets, they are all in the game.
Yeah, just looking at the lineup of runners, it's basically a who's who of some of the best runners. Strength 2 was Beamos in GCG.
Yeah, this is going to be rough for those top runners who like to skip toilet. If for some reason you postpone it until the end, then it's going to be you're going to need at least 3 hours.
Yeah, skip toilet, skip ice. You're in a bit of trouble this seed. And I do like the spirit play from both Skulls and Thunder here, actually.
Yeah, if you still need a couple of skulls, then you just get them in fire in spirit, set for roars, pick up your mirror shield, and come back later. So from here it basically comes down to execution, and I'm not sure then who is going to be favored.
Yep, all of them are going to have to fight Troll Rover, and that can lose anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, depending on how bad it goes.
Yeah, and whether you get the quick kill in the second phase.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if you don't get the quick kill in the second phase, then yeah, you're looking at least 2 minutes, unless you get lucky. Well, one more, I think, Skull needed for Etok to hit his 40.
Yeah, this is one of the more straightforward seeds. The only thing that's maybe kicking people's ass is the Dinsen toilet.
Yeah, I can see a few people are going to be really, really upset about that Dinsen toilet. But I think part of the reason why we've had hardly any forfeits is this does look like a fun seed to play. Like, I would enjoy playing this.
I can imagine that those players who forfeited actually were in the lead and found Dinsen toilet, and then I thought, oh, I'm quitting.
Just on principle, this is unacceptable. I don't want to win like this. I'd rather forfeit. Yeah, Virgil, exactly. When it happened, I was like, oh, if only if the star was here, it would be like his ideal. But he is not.
We can't blame Star. There's a cola seed.
Cola can roll seeds more often. I've enjoyed this one.
And the liquids were mostly required, or the iron boots were necessary. So Thunder and Skullslink are following each other along in Shadow. Tanjo is doing Spirit first. Once they have done these two dungeons, we know who is in the lead and who is likely going to win this race.
Yep.
Tanjo's not even opening the left-hand chest, which was big. We know the right-hand chest was Bo.
He's already got the Goron sword, doesn't he? So I guess at this point, it's like, is it what's going to be strength 3? I don't want that. Is it Zora Tunic? I don't want that.
I probably wouldn't be able to resist. It's a weekly, nothing is on the line, so let's just open the big chest.
It's true though. I mean, I would be the same. Just to know, was it another bomb bag? Another bow?
But of course, you're on restream, so bragging rights are on the line. So yeah, definitely a defensible play.
And yeah, Virgil, you're right. Tanjo does need to be marked as well on the trackers. And there we have a finisher already. Yoshizor finishing in first place with a time of 2:41.47. GG's.
Wow, that's actually also a slight surprise with such a field. Very nice by
Got
Yoshi.
routed. Very nice. So I have a suspicion we're going to see quite a few people finishing in the next 10 minutes or so.
Yoshi's edging out all of these top runners. Very nice.
It's got to feel good. Winning a weekly always feels... I mean, I imagine I've never won a weekly. But if I did, I'd be pretty damn happy about. Especially when you look at the field.
We're not seeing the swag strat from Skull's Link here in this room. I love to see the hover strat here.
Yeah, I love the hover strat in this room. It looks so good. Like, it's really needlessly difficult, but it looks amazing. It's so much fun when we're just like hover booting all the way, zigzagging across the room.
2 we are not able to do Child Spirit because Requiem is locked by Spirit.
Yep. No Child Spirit available to us right now. And will not be, I imagine. At least we're not going to see it. Oh! Skull's getting a cuddle. Oh! I see what you mean.
Oh, sorry, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, the other hand. That side. Oh. Yeah.
So do we only need a small key, or do we still need the big key as well in Shadow? I haven't paid attention.
I think we still need the boss key. I haven't seen it. And Etok has got his 40th skull in 3, 2, 1. Hooray! Oh, we've got the boss key, of course. So we need a small key.
Oh wow!
And strength 3 in the wasteland. Or his strength 2, in fact.
That's
kind of bailed out from GTG, but not going to help him with Dins. But
yeah, it's probably good for Dirty Etok. He can now do more things in Spirit. Doesn't seem to have Furores though. That's a little problem there.
Tanjo not getting too lucky with Twin Rover here.
I wonder how many of those top runners, how many of those are rushing. What is it? Toilet when they see Yoshi's finishing.
Second place finisher. Unsurprising, I think, this one. Ecola coming in second, time 2:45 and 33 seconds.
Icola always with a decent finish time.
One of the most consistent of the top runners, I think.
Yeah, Icola is definitely the guy who made the most progression in the last year.
It's just so consistent every time I watch him. Usually gets everything right, doesn't make too many mistakes, and is a really solid player.
And Tanjo taking it out on one of the Rover sisters for not cooperating.
Quite honestly, this Twin Rover fight might cost him the win on Restream, because this Twin Rover fight has been about as bad as it gets.
And with Spirit being a slightly faster dungeon than Shadow, it's still unclear whether Tenjo's in the lead or not.
Mm-hmm. Alright, first one to Bongo is Skulls. Can they get a nice one cycle here? You need to shoot the second hand. Bit of a problem. And third place finisher. Also not too much of a surprise. Ryukane. 2:47, 30 seconds. So we've got our top three.
Nicely done by Ryukane. He's going to be satisfied with this finish time.
Very much. Very much. Not too many snipes yet, though. They've all kind of finished a couple of minutes after each other, so...
S5 was not his tournament, but Ryukane is redeeming himself here with a nice top 3.
And can look forward to Division 1 of the league as well, once that starts shortly. Another player, actually, who's really come on leaps and bounds the last year or so. Always been a good player, but like consistently getting results now. So,
are you talking about Ryukane?
Yeah, he's always been really good, but like I do think that he's hit another level recently.
All right. Well, he was a bit unfortunate in S5. He was also seed 50 something in brackets.
He was, but I don't think that quite reflects quite how good he is.
No, he was just very unfortunate in most of these races.
The qualifiers were pretty. I didn't see too many of the qualifiers, but from what I know of the qualifiers, they weren't the fairest of seeds necessarily, all of them. But when you've got like 17 qualifiers, I guess that's just part of the course.
Yeah, and there were also a couple of races where he just isolated one check, and that happened to be his go mode. But yeah, good to see him back in the top.
Yeah, top 3, very good. Skullslink finally going to get their mirror shield, so they are now officially in go mode. And Thunder will very shortly be joining. Skulls will have the Throras though, which give them a big advantage.
So here on Restream we're looking at a finish time of approximately 3:15, 3:20.
Yeah, depends on his rooting for his spirit, I guess. But I can see that.
Yeah, Skullslink might be a little bit faster there.
Neither of our runners having any trouble with Bongo there. Also the one cycle from Thunder.
I loved how that magic just gradually moved out of the screen there. Oh no, is Dirty Ito going to water? Oh,
yeah, this is a water play. At this point, it's almost like he's just decided to do all the trolliest places in the hope that it's fair. But this seed is not a bad seed, so unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah, it's understandable that he was in GTG before, and yeah, he didn't get his dins. Somehow he also didn't get his strength too.
I don't even think he went to GTG. I'm pretty sure he just avoided it.
Oh wow, that's painful.
Yeah, I'd still be doing GTG before water, I think, for sure, no matter what.
Maybe he's metagaming. Oh wait, none of the top runners won, so maybe I have to make a troll play.
Maybe.
Not meaning that Yoshizora is necessarily not a top player, but it's not one of those names you would write down first.
Yeah, maybe made that decision before Ikola finished, but then as soon as Ikola and Ryukane finished, gotta know that it's like, can't be here. But it's kind of committed at this point, isn't he? So.
And also, many people don't even look at race time.
And that's true, yeah. Even in one-on-one races, they don't always check race time.
Yeah, Frost Wind definitely helps ease the nerves here in the late game. You have some more options to move around. So what item could possibly be in water that gives us some chuckles? Gold skill?
Yeah, third wallet maybe.
Yeah, the eye drops were in Deku. In the meanwhile, we're having a very close race between Tanjo and Skull's Link. Thunder seems to come up a little bit short here.
An hour sooner. Another top 64 runner, finishing with time 2:53.20 in fourth. And yeah, we have now that those runners have finished, we have had a few more forfeits as expected. But still, altogether, only 7, which out of 37 entrants is pretty good.
I haven't paid attention. I think Skull's Link has the big key. Yeah, he must have. He's just rushing the attack here, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to say it's looking pretty good for him to get the win on Restream today.
Yeah, that was
almost
slightly...
on with Spirit, and Banjo's still not even halfway through Shadow yet, so...
Slightly unexpected after the things we saw in the first hour. He had a bit of... He lucked out on the chicken in Zora's Domain. He was also on the Dongo and not having bombs, which maybe saved some time in the end. And the other players might have played a little bit too defensively, given how where all the items were in the end.
I think so, yeah. Because about an hour or so in, I mean, Thunder had basically routed everything perfectly, and then it all sort of fell apart a little bit. And unfortunately for Etok, he's been following all the wrong trails for the last hour, so he's probably feeling very unhappy right now. There's a couple of reasons for that. Usually we pick one and stick with it. Also as well, not everybody has clean audio. Some people like to, talk on their stream and everything, so some people we can't play the audio because they might start swearing and stuff. Or whatever, And yeah, it would be pointless if you could hear them talking on Restream. So once we've got one, we stick with them until they finish usually, and then we switch to someone else.
Yeah, I think Thunder wasn't really sure how to route in those skulls. She didn't really...
yeah, I think her actual routing was really good, but the being that far behind on skulls compared to Tanjo and Skulls Link is what's really
she was also a bit indecisive because she didn't really rush them. She was basically the last one to get in those 40, but she did also wait an entire day cycle to get one in Guru
to
Valley.
Just get one. Yeah, exactly. That felt pretty bad.
So that just shows how difficult it can be sometimes, how to decide whether you should prioritize the skulls or not, or just do them along the way.
Oh dear, Etok getting trolled by Morpher. Oh no.
Oh, not that as well.
Oh, not the throw. It's really not been Etok's day. It feels really bad. This is like the final insult.
I think that is a good summary of how his seat went today.
Yeah, pretty much. So it sums it up in a nutshell.
Well, most of these runners they must have been baited very hard by this Din's fire. There's still none of the top runners done except maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more finishes by now. So I think it is because of the Dins and toilet.
It can only be Dins at this point, yeah.
Yeah. So many people last locationing Dins even though it's just sat in toilet. There's Thunder getting her Bosky, so I think her and Tanjiro might be pretty close. I think Skulls is going to finish first at this point, quite clearly, but...
Yeah, there's just multiple ways to play this game. Either you play like more defensively, just do all the checks in an area when you are there, or you just skip all the checks that take 1 minute or longer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the players who have the latter strategy, they are baited by the Dins this seed.
Yeah, it's like everything in Randomizer. You can literally make perfect decisions and play perfectly, and still lose, just because playing perfectly and making the right decisions doesn't always win you a Randomizer race.
So what's on Shoot the Sun?
Nothing.
Yeah, we have found basically everything by now, so yeah, there's nothing more to find.
Yeah, we basically no-mode the entire seed. I can't think of... apart from... No, I think we've seen someone clear out GTG. I'm pretty sure we've seen all the checks at this point.
Skullslink is the first player on Restream to enter Ganon's Castle.
It could be. We might get a top 10 finisher on Restream at this rate.
Yeah, there still needs to happen a lot in those 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, 3 hours in, we've still only got 4 finishers. And lots of good runners still running. Lots of really good runners still running. So, I guess the seed isn't as straightforward as it looks, clearly. But again, that's mainly Dins and toilet, I think.
Well, I do think there were some intricacies related to being adult or child at some points in the race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's part of the reason what kind of screwed Thunder over a little bit was she was trying really hard not to make too many age changes, but like she couldn't avoid it, and so lost a little bit of time that way as well, I think.
For example, if you had your hammer before checking out the song in Volcano, that would really help you with dipping fire quickly and never go back.
Exactly. You're just done and never go back again.
And also, if you did child first, you might have had a bit harder time, because it was actually nice to have the skill from Windmill first to get stuff in domain.
Yep.
I can see how things go wrong for some runners.
Skullslink's got to be feeling pretty good at this point. 3 hours on the climb. Knows only 4 runners have finished. Salt and pepper, no problem.
Yeah, it's looking like a very decent finish time. Approximately 3:05, 3:06, maybe 3:07.
Racing for 5th place with whoever's off stream, but we can't see.
Skullslink actually has a much bigger lead than I anticipated earlier.
Yeah, it really has pulled ahead. Execution has basically been spot on. And I think Tanjo and Thunder are going to be a bit closer than I thought they would be a half an hour ago. I think Thunder's caught up a little bit on Tanjo. And I think those two will be really close finish. Meanwhile, Itak has done AD and gets Bolero, so congratulations. We saw an AD. sort of.
It's pretty wild to see only 4 runners finishing it within 3 hours, given where all the items were. Curious to read the post-game discussion.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to know what was... I think your call about Din's Fire and Toilet is right. I don't see too many people doing that, because it is a horrible check, and like, why would you do it in a weekly? Like, if it was competitive, you might think, yeah, I have to do it. But it's like, oh, it's a weekly, it's my worst check, I don't care. Perhaps. Skullslink making very fast work of Ganondorf, and now time to go slay a pig. And look at that, Tanjo and Thunder both finishing their respective dungeons at almost the same time.
Yeah, get your photo cameras ready for the photo finish that is about to occur.
No prelude though for Thunder, I don't think. Oh no, she's got prelude, she just didn't mark it on her tracker. I was like, oh, she hasn't got prelude, she's screwed. But no, she's got prelude, it's fine. So we're going to get a straight-up execution race between Thunder and Tanjo here, so...
And Dorothy Etok in the same screen, but actually pretty far behind.
Still got Spirit and Shadow to do, unfortunately, so... About half an hour behind, maybe.
Get your GGs in chat for Skullslink being the first one to finish on Restream. Oh wait, we still need one more phase.
So we're literally 3 seconds apart entering Ganon's castle.
This is pretty wild.
This is the definition of an execution race. So many close finishes this weekend in the last week in all these races. Incredible finishes.
Both runners have BGS, so that's not going to be the difference here.
And this is GG's for real this time, though, for Skullslink, who, unless he gets sniped, is going to get 5th place. Let's find out. With a time of 3:05 and 06 seconds. Do it, Attack! Skullslink has come 5th.
That's actually pretty insane. Very nice, very nicely done.
Yeah. Really, really well done.
And Skullslink is actually fisting his hands, pulling them up in the air and making a big cheer.
Oh, he's got to feel happy about that. First on Restream, 5th overall in a field this strong. I'd feel incredible after that. And Vegeta finishing in 6th place. That is a snipe. 32 seconds, is that a snipe? I think that's a snipe.
32 seconds. With so many players in the field, I would say half a minute. Or 20 seconds even. But yeah, there's no clear-cut definition of what counts as a snipe or not.
One thing we can say is that unless something goes badly wrong on this boss fight, Tanjo and Thunder are going to be sniping one another.
They're just 1 second apart right now. It's really wild. Call in all of your friends for this magical finish.
Perfect final boss music. Let's go. Yeah, Kinra, that's the one I was thinking of. that was utterly crazy. And we might have a similar situation here as well.
Oh no, Thunder has to release the bugs in order to...
Oh!
That's going to be the difference.
Yeah, I think that's...
you hate to see it.
That's GG there, I think.
That's an anticlimax if I've ever seen one.
I don't even think I've seen that. Like, so rare that you still have your bugs in your one available bottle by this point, I guess. But I don't think that's something she'll forget to do again. I think she'll...
Well, she also picked up another bottle with milk and Shadow, but yeah, that's 2 chugs, so that's slower.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely cost like 30 seconds right there, which feels bad. But she won't do that again, I can guarantee that. So, always learning. Like, I probably wouldn't even have thought to do it. You just assume that your bottle's ready, not that it's actually still got stuff in it.
Yeah, the big brain play was to just use spin strats on them.
Yep. First phase down for Tenju.
Whatever the time difference will end up being, I will definitely call this a snipe. So.
The question is either of them going to get sniped by someone else? Because we still only got 6 finishers. So if these two could finish 7th and 8th, then maybe we just underestimated how crap this seed was. Because there's so many runners that have not finished yet.
Yeah, it's 100% a Dins. I cannot see any other reason. Or maybe also people skip Domain for a long time.
Domain happened basically everything today. If you skip that, that's pretty bad.
GG's for Tenjo, 309.26.
GG's. Sniping Thunder. Finishing in 7th place. And double GG's.
GG's for Thunder.
30 seconds later, Thunder has also finished in 8th place. So 5th,
Wow.
7th, and 8th, all on Restream. That's pretty impressive.
I take everything
I know
back
we've
what
been
I...
saying, like, what beginning? Yeah, compared to, like,
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the people still running, and you've got...
I take everything back I said in the beginning. I was saying that these may not be the top runners that we are normally seeing.
Yeah, they must have heard you and were like, oh, I'm going to show him.
They're stealing all the top finish spots, yeah.
Yeah, plenty of race time points today for them, for sure.
Hello.
Hello, GG's.
GG's.
So, Tenjo, give us your thoughts on the race.
I thought it was pretty good seed. The one thing that I wish I had done was to go to Lon Lot at the start rather than immediately go adult, because then I would have had what was it, Minuet from Lon Lot, and then I would have gotten Storms probably, and then I wouldn't have had to like time travel as much. But other than that, I thought that went pretty well.
And GG's to Thunder as well.
GG's Thunder.
GG's.
Oh wow, you two were literally 1 second behind each other.
Look, I know exactly what decided this, alright? Me and my bugs didn't want to be separated.
Yep.
I went into the Ganondorf fight, went to get a bottle, realised I had no bottles, and then emptied out the bugs. I was like, oh wait, I'm going to pick these up. And then, yeah. Curse you, bugs. Curse you, 40 skulls.
Oh yeah, the 40 skull stuff. I feel like I kind of pushed 40 skulls like pretty hard, I guess.
Oh, you definitely did. Yeah, you were at 40, way ahead of anybody else.
Yeah.
Good.
I just didn't know how early I would need like the mirror shield.
I think that's what a lot of people left it a little bit and didn't rush them as much, because you're like, well, I won't need the mirror shield for ages. But rushing them seemed like a pretty good idea overall. Dins in toilet, what do you guys think of that?
I thought it was very funny. Just thinking of like the silver gauntlets emote where it's just the skids being flushed. I was like, wow.
Like, actually seen it.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I
exists.
was hoping that would pay out, just because I was thinking, the scale is that gonna be good enough, like, for the magic? Is there just another magic elsewhere? And then I remember we found Song of Time. I was like, oh, I should probably follow this. And yeah, I was excited. I was like, huh. I just entered Go mode.
Yeah, my Goma was like right after the silver gauntlets and the Beamos room, so that was pretty cool.
We're also joined by Doity Etok. GG to you as well.
Yeah, GG's talk.
GG.
GG's.
Sorry, I had to cut that short. I think about halfway through the seed, my controller just started eating my inputs.
Oh,
Dang.
yeah, that's not good. Bit of a handicap.
So you've all done pretty nicely with top 10 finishes.
That doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, I mean, like on Restream, 5th, 7th, and 8th, which is yeah, that's really impressive when you look at the field. There's some seriously top runners still going. So yeah, everyone played really well, really well.
So there's by execution, like my controller. I blame it on the controller too. Like, yeah, I almost fell into the moat when farming the chains, and it was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna just farm, and then just do Dampe digging, which I again forgot Graveyard was foolish, and just ended up almost. I clipped back onto the ledge. I was like, back to castle. Let's get in.
So one thing I was meaning to ask, what was your decision making around when to do forest, knowing it's foolish?
I actually went for skulls. Like
Yeah.
It was like I found the bow. I was like, okay, we have to do it sooner or later. It unlocks slacks. Like I did it as my second med. I was just thinking, it's 5 easy skulls. I have to do it eventually. I might as well do it now.
Yeah.
Plus, it worked out well, I think.
Yeah. And then I had like Minuet. I assume most people did, so it's just in and out. And then I routed that, and then went to South Hyrule Field after that. So just kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Routing wise.
I personally just waited for fire for the lax check as well.
Hmm.
Did any of you go back into fire, by the way?
No.
Yeah, it's something.
I didn't dip it. I was like, there's a big chest here. Oh, it's just another bow. Wait, I was just thinking, wait, is that bow like hard locked behind anything? And I was just like racking my brain. And
Right.
Because the Iron Boots path of Phantom Ganon, I think we got right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was just like, when I saw the bow in Tech, I was like, thought nothing else of it. And then I found the bow in fire, and I was thinking, is that Iron's Boots locked?
Yeah. I kind of lost track of the logic. Not gonna lie. There were points with the like the scales and the.
But there was also a bow in Tectile Grotto, right? So that was your path.
Yeah, no, it was the bow in fire that I kind of got confused at, because like there was a slingshot that was locked behind the letter, and then but all you need to do is get the scale to dive in, beat Jabu, and get ZL from that, so you could go and get that slingshot, and then you could. Oh, I suppose. The Kakiri. Oh, never mind. It is bow locked. it is Iron Boots locked. I forgot what's in the bottom of Icy Waters.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. That thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Once I saw the hovers on Villagia, I was like, it's probably just all small keys and fire. So, not really looking to stick around.
Those hovers were nice though.
Yeah.
Very nice to find.
Yeah. And once I hit go mode, I've never seen that many like big chests while I was in go mode. Like Spirit, all those big chests, and I'm sure there were more. Like there were probably some in Shadow that I walked past too. Wow, I wonder what's in there.
I mean, the big chest in Shadow was really nice because I ran out of bombs. Literally, just as I hit that point, I was like, "Oh, bombs! Thank you."
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
So I think all of you are having a debut here on ZSR on Restream.
I think Thunder's been on once.
I've been on once before. It was a really mega jet seed where Scrubs. We were testing Scrubs, and the Dongo's Cavern. Oh my god! The seed that seed had like 8 or 9 items just in DC.
Wow.
8 or 9 items in
That's
DC.
my favourite type of DC.
It was incredible. It's like you enter with nothing and leave with almost go mode.
Yeah, today that was Zora's Domain.
Oh
Zora's
god,
Domain.
yes, Zora's
Wow.
Domain.
Stats.
I'm glad I dipped the well early, just to get the boomerang, and then you know that moment of, oh wait, I have letter, I could beat Jabu, and I failed to get into Zora's Domain via Cuckoo.
Oh no. Yeah, getting to the domain, like routing to get to the domain was kind of annoying, especially without Serenade. It's like I have scale, but I don't have Serenade, so it's kind of annoying.
I think I used Minuet.
That makes sense. I think I forgot a few times. I forgot I didn't have Serenade a few times. That's a shame.
No, actually, you lost your chicken and then you used storms to respawn the chicken. It was actually
did.
quite nice, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that was
I did.
definitely
I was like, oh, the chicken's not down here. Oh well, in we go. Just tell you what, that the controller picked a great time to start, messing about.
Well, I have no further questions. GG's to you all. Maybe you have more questions, Ginger?
No, that was really good. I'm glad we got to feature you all on Restream today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for
And
the
the results show it was well worthy of it. Because 3 top 10 finishes, top 8 in fact finishes.
Where was this performance in like my Challenge Cup matches?
I know. Right?
Where was this? Like all my Cs were AD practically. Like what happened to this?
We need to get Cola to start rolling some CC seeds next year.
Yeah, Cola. Thanks for this one.
Cola did not finish, by the way.
Oh.
Rolled
Well-
his seed and forfeited. Fair enough. Din's on toilet. I'm guessing is what most people have got to forfeit. It's what you were saying.
To be fair, I can understand it because the scale led to magic and hookshot.
Right.
Like, unless there was another magic out there somewhere, then no one's gonna really assume that Song of Time's going to be it. Just the scale, because it led to magic. That's good enough, right?
Right.
I think we found the second magic in GTG.
Oh,
In the maze.
in the maze. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, hold on a second. The scale's not the path. It's Song of Time. That's wild. But the scale has to be, right? No, huh? You know what? I'm so glad I didn't think about logic.
Play on instinct, yeah.
Yeah, instinct. That's how it works.
Well, it was a pleasure to watch you all race. It was very close. We didn't know who was going to win. Well done.
Thank you.
Thought it was spicy.
Yeah, that didn't fire in fucking toilet. But yeah, GG's, guys. GG's.
GG's,
Make
everyone.
sure to give our runners a follow. Thank you to Ginger and Mathmat for commentating, and thank you to McHundy, Alan Huffley, Jodo J, and Shai for tracking. Only other thing on the schedule is an S5 match over on ZSR main, so we're gonna go raid them now. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.